money. Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and welcome to the Philly Shakedown post-game show. I know there's a lot to talk about this game, but the first thing I have to say is we are 5-0, baby. We are 5-0, Joey Shakes. What is happening, my man?
What's going on, man? I'm trying to calm myself down from a few hours ago, trying to calm myself a little bit. Happy about the win, but there's a lot of things we need to talk about. A lot of cleanup to do with this team right now, so I'm ready to go.
The only thing that's going to calm me down tonight is a big, fat stogie. You know what I'm saying? Pause, But, oh, man, that was an intense game. That was a close game, and really, like it could have been bad for us. I mean, people, got to remember Kyler Murray he slid and was a yard short. Thought he had a first down, spiked the ball on 3rd and 1, made it 4th down where they had to kick the field goal. If he goes an extra yard, he gets a first down. They have 2-3 shots at the end zone. So that was a humongous break for the Philadelphia Eagles, But at the end of the day, I mean, I know there's a lot to talk about, but dude, we're 5-0. We're undefeated.
True. Yeah. I mean, when it came down to it, it's a game that was going to be a tough game. Winning in the desert's not easy. We haven't done this since 2001. It's been a long time, but I'm trying to question myself what the coaching was going into this game. Okay. Not only did you stray away from Miles Sanders, in the first half with only 15 rushing yards on 7 attempts, Hassan Reddick started as an outside linebacker in this game. They barely had him as a defensive end. They barely blitzed today. The tackling was horrible today. There was a lot of the screen game. What the hell is going on? Where was A.J. Brown that second? Where was A.J. Brown? The only dirty jersey I saw today was Devontae Smith in this whole entire game. It was just how they got prepared for this. I didn't like the coaching at all. Like it was a mess today. It was a little bit of a mess. I figured going out in the second half there would have been at least something that we were going to fix. But and not to mention 2 drive killers on top of it. 2 drive killers could have scored on 2 other drives because of stupid penalties. 1 penalty and that was it. They blitzed Jalen Hurts on that 3rd and long and that was it. 2 sacks came out of those 2 drives.
5-0.
Trust me, like it's really good to be 5-0. And look, Jalen Hurts just had his press conference. He's like, I don't want to hear about 5-0. I don't want to hear about it. He don't want to hear about it.
No, he shouldn't. Listen, we talked about this game all week. I was scared to death of the letdown, right? I was scared to death. And I'm going to be honest. I feel like that it was here. We went through a letdown game. I feel like this was that game. It's just that we survived it and came out with the win. Like, that's how I really feel. DC for life, then for Super Chat goes, Philly 500 thoughts on, you said the Rams going to beat the Cowboys. Get ready for next Sunday. At this point in time, you Cowboy fans do understand that every week I say you're going to lose. Like, you understand that's on purpose, right? To get under your skin, right? You guys do know that. I just want to throw that out there. But you ain't winning next week. And that's truthful. But I mean, listen, there were a lot of things that they have to clean up. There's a lot of things that they did wrong. They way too many tight end and wide receiver screens on the outside. The middle of the field was open. It was open. The one pass they threw to Goddard middle field gets like 30 yards. They're blitzing and they're bringing heat at Jalen Hurts. Where was the slants to A.J. Brown? They did so effectively versus the Detroit Lions. They didn't run it at all. Like why were they so afraid to run and use the middle of the field? And then when you lose in that half, you had Driscoll at one point, Opeta, and Juergens in there.
Yeah.
Why were you scared to run? What was going on there? So, I mean, there are definitely questions, no doubt about it. But I mean, they also left points on the board. At one point, I thought they should have been up 28-0. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You had your mismatch with that Marco corner, that third corner, and Byron Murphy's not even on him. I mean, that was a total mismatch, and like it only happened for a couple plays, and they strayed away from that. They strayed away from the run. You had the injuries, and I understand. Like I was like, man, this offensive line. It was Dickerson, then it was Kelsey. Then they came back, and I was really happy about it. But you had some good drives in the second half. Defensively, you gave up like a 3rd and 17. I mean, you can't do that. Even in prevent, you're doing that. So, I mean, the clock management in the fourth quarter was good. Like at the end, they wasted like over 7 minutes, which I was like shocked that they did. The running was good. They did a good job at the end. I think Kyler Murray screws up sliding before the first down marker and not having their starting kicker in the building. Yeah, in the game, it was a huge difference. Definitely.
I jinxed that guy big time, dude. I jinxed him. Zay Boogie, thank you for the super. He goes, Joey, I'm with you. We're 5-0. However, it feels like we're 4-1 for how we played. And what's crazy is Jalen Hurts knows it. He is not happy. He does not care about 5-0. And if we play Dallas this way next week, we are going to lose. You're right about that. If we play Dallas that way, we will lose. There's no question about it.
Like Phil, you got to say to yourself, like, we're entitled to an ugly game. Like, I don't know why when you're labeled as an undefeated team that you have to play nonstop, monstrous, perfect every single week. There's going to be a game like this. You said this could have been the game where could be the trap game. This could be the big letdown where we're going to lose. Right. Yeah. And we survived.
I feel like this was, and it happened, and it was going on in that game.
Yeah.
And it's just that the Eagles survived it, and they survived it. I thought there was a lot of things that didn't go the Eagles' way today. But, I mean, listen, we're all going to say that they didn't play a great game. They made a lot of mistakes. I have more issues with the defensive side of the ball than the offensive side of the ball, to be honest with you. And we'll get into that in a second. But at the end of the day, they still won. And they do have to fix things, and we should be critical. But also at the same time, I'm going, for me, and I talked about so much about the letdown and all the reasons for letdown. I guess to me, I feel like we dodged the bullet today. Like, I feel good. Like, yes, this was it. It happened, but we still managed to pull the game out. So I guess that's why I feel good, about it. DC for life. Dave for super chat. Or Dallas Cowboys for life. He's 500. Did you lose? Yeah, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I was screaming pretty heavy there,
Go ahead.
No, I was going to go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I mean, the Eagles have almost won in every single way possible. They've dominated. They've been behind in games, and they were close to losing this game, and the clock management was really good at the end of the game, and obviously a couple screw-ups from the Cardinals, but I think they've won in every single way possible. I think we've found out when this team is dealing with adversity what they can overcome, and even though it didn't look pretty today, they still came out with the win. They still got it. So.
Rudy Cokes up, thank you for super chat. He goes, stirring the gravy. Yeah, I was doing my dance, stirring the gravy dance. That during the field goal, and he missed it.
Yeah.
It works, man. But like, I really see this game as this was the big letdown game. It was coming, and I feel like they played like it. I feel like they played exactly like that. If they would have lost this game, we would be sitting and going, "This was the game we were worried about. We were worried this was that game," and I feel like it was that game. They just survived it,
True, yeah.
And I think that's a good sign. But there's a lot of things that they have to fix up. Philly by Day, thank you for the super chat. He goes, best play calling of the whole game was the last drive we had in the fourth quarter. For the most part. Now, I'm going to tell you, I did have problems with that. And people were mad at me in my chat saying I was stupid. But I felt like that it almost came back to haunt us. I felt that when they got down to the goal line, I felt they were too conservative. Like at that point where Arizona's calling timeouts and you're not running clock, at that point I got to take a shot at the end zone. Like on second down, I got to throw the ball there. I got to take 2 shots at the end zone because they're going to use their timeouts anyways. I might have taken a shot on second down and then ran it on third, but I thought it was a little too conservative for me. And my fear was that they were going to have enough time and they only had to go kick 3 points. And that defense at that point, I had no confidence that they could stop them. And it literally almost came to fruition, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I probably would have passed it, then probably took a run. I probably would have done each. I probably would have passed. And then
I would have, because at the point they're calling timeouts, you're not killing clock. You're not taking time off the clock. But it's more important that you get 7 instead of 3 because you need the 7 to make it harder for them. And they did. They got 3, and then Arizona went just right down the field. I mean, we're lucky they missed the field goal.
Yeah.
Tyree Eagle, thank you for Super Chat. Go starting the gravy. What an ugly win, Dallas week. Yeah, Dallas week is right. That was my main concern.
Yeah, I agree.
VJ, I remember for 14 months is 5-0, regardless of how shitty. Dallas up next. Agreed.
And a new member to the Backyard Birds podcast to the Shake Squad Soldier tier. Thank you so much, man. And all the support, dude. Thank you so much for joining up.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I mean, it was tough, but I'll say this, Hurts, he did what he had to do in that last drive to get down and get points. So you got to give it to him again. Dicker the kicker for a guy coming in for the first time. I mean, he made some key kicks. There was no question about it. And then if you look at the defensive side of the ball, this is where I don't understand. This is like, and I'm not trying to be negative. This whole thing, I just got to get this part out. I don't understand Jonathan Gannon's approach to some of these quarterbacks. It's like he has too much respect for certain quarterbacks. I felt like he feared Kyler Murray's legs so much that he was sitting people back, even sitting the corners way back, instead of bringing pressure. But when the guy got in a rhythm and he's like 8 of 12, it was even more than that at some point. You've got to do something to knock him off. And I don't think that they were aggressive enough defensively.
No, I thought the first quarter they were aggressive. I thought the second quarter, we're pretty much the best in the second quarter. I thought this was the worst game they've had on some opportunities. But they started doing some stunts. They had a little bit of stunts, but I think they didn't want to over be aggressive because God forbid they miss him, because even though the tackling was bad this game, they didn't want Kyler Murray to get out of the pocket. But thank God he wasn't doing the beginning of the game. By the end of the game, I thought we started to we didn't really touch him, but we rattled him a little bit in the pocket. And I thought we had a spy on him. I think I saw Kaiser White on him, and Josh Sweat did a good job. And I mean, look, I
thought when Reddick got a chance to rush the quarterback,
right?
I thought he did a good job. He had another sack. It was a pretty big sack. I just feel like sometimes he gives these guys too much respect, and when you don't, and they're aggressive, it's a stifling defense.
I don't know.
Zay Boogie Day for Super Chat goes 500, and Joey, mark my words, I think we pulled out this vanilla type of play calling because the coaches knew we could beat Arizona with it. However, they know we're playing Dallas next week. Now, I listen, my thing was this whole week this was the game that was the letdown game. This was the game that was a setup game because of all the factors that we talked about. I feel like it came to fruition, but the Eagles escaped it. Next week, they're playing a 4-1 Dallas who beat the Rams today. So they're 4-1. They're coming to Philly to play a 5-0 team on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
That stadium is going to be insane.
It is.
That is going to be about the biggest game you could get this early in the football season. I have no worries that the Eagles are not going to be ready for that game. They'll be ready for that game.
Oh, Jalen Hurts will get them ready. He's already pissed off right now after this game. He doesn't want to hear about – he said, I don't want to hear about 5-0. I can care less about that. These guys are going to be ready next week, no doubt. In front of their home crowd, going to be ready.
Yep. I don't know. And I want to go over some of these stats in a second. But Assistant says, I was there to stay filled with Eagle fans. Yeah, it looked like it was half Eagle fans in there. But I do want to go over some of these numbers here. So Hurts was 26 of 36, 239 yards, 6.6 average, 89.8 quarterback rating. Kyler Murray, 28 of 42. Okay, 250 yards, he averaged 6 yards a throw. I'm trying to see what his completion percentage. The 28 of 42 is too many completions. Man, that's too high a completion percentage.
Yeah.
For me, as far as like receiving went, Devontae Smith had 10 catches today. What?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize he had 10 catches.
Yeah, well, those screen passes don't seem like big plays. Like they're going to get him killed playing like that. Why even use him on those screens? Like, why?
I don't know, but man, he's a man. He breaks tackles for a little guy. He breaks some tackles, man.
They figure because he's so elusive that he gets those one-on-ones. I mean, there's sometimes he gets. There are times but it's a long screen though. There are those ones where he throws across all the way to the sideline. By the time he throws that ball, and by the time he gets the ball, they're already in pursuit. There was a couple times he really had no time.
There was no blockers. A couple.
No, what's going on?
Block. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he had a big day. I didn't realize. He had 10 catches, 87 yards. Goddard 8 catches, 95 yards. Here's the one that makes me wonder why. 3 catches for AJ Brown for 32 yards. Like you've got to try to get him more involved. And I thought with the blitzes that you were going to start to see those slants. Exactly what they did against Detroit. He was non-existent.
No, he had a clean jersey. He had nothing. There was nothing going on with him. They totally strayed away from him later in the game.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nathaniel says on track to have 3 1,000-yard receivers. Could, yeah. I mean, absolutely. And the running game, like I thought when Miles. Let me see what Miles had. So Miles had 15 carries for 58 yards. 3.9 yards a carry. That's really a low carry for him. He's usually over 4. But like I thought they could have gotten more work. Gainwell only had 3 carries, and Sermon had 0.
Yeah, Miles had 15 yards at the half, at 7 carries, 15 yards. It wasn't good. Like they went back to him only late at the end of the game. Straight out of the gate in the second half, they started, handing off, and then they kind of stopped, and then they waited until they want to do the clock management at the end. They started running with him a lot. I don't know how the game plan is. It because of a mobile quarterback? Is it? I mean, this is the most mobile quarterback we've faced so far this season. So was that the case of why they backed up and just kind of wanted not to, kind of conserve a little bit and not be too aggressive? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious to see what their thinking was. I thought that the middle of the field for the Eagles were open all day. And I mean, I think there were big plays that I think could have made with A.J. Brown and Goddard in the middle of the field that they never even seemed like they attacked. They never attacked the middle field. Even if you had the running back coming out of the backfield, and running right over the middle, you could have had big plays. So it was a little weird to me. The game plan, both sides were a little weird today, I thought. Yeah.
So Matthew Scram, a member for 6 months of the Shake Squad Soldier Tier, thank you so much, man. He says Rush didn't look touched today. Got to get pressure.
Yeah, you got to get pressure. And I thought that they should have dialed up more blitzes. I don't think they blitzed that much. I would be surprised if they blitzed 4 times. One guy I thought played good today was Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis is making some tackles in the backfield now. Like he's getting closer and closer. But man, and I don't know what was up with the missed tackles. They had missed tackles. Hargrave missed tackles. Slay was missing tackles. I mean, there are a lot of guys missing
that
tackles.
touchdown with Hollywood Brown, that was like 2 missed tackles, like middle of the field.
I know, it was crazy. Torreville says Goddard had a lot of catches in the first quarter, and they stopped going to him until the 4th. He could have had 200 yards if they would have kept going to him. Cards were blitzing, leaving Goddard open. Yeah, especially over the middle. They threw the second half. They threw over the middle one time, and he got like 30 yards. But early on they ran the tight end screen like 3 times in the first 2 drives. After that, it wasn't working. They tried to go to it once or twice more. It could have been. they could have been better. They could have been sharper. But you know what? You're not going to win every game beautiful. You got to win games like this. You've got to be able to win games in all situations. If you look at the Eagles, first 3 games, they won all differently. Then you look at Jacksonville, they've had a bad weather game, and then now they had a situation like this, and they've won. They've won.
Right.
So I think it's a lot of. I think they're learning a lot. You know what I mean?
True. They've been through almost everything. Yeah, they've been almost through everything.
Yeah.
So
Sedlow, thank you for super chat. The Eagles need to be more aggressive. Yes, I totally agreed. We need to see the defense flying and blitzing. The offense needs to be way more aggressive. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm in agreement with you. And I think part of the problem, in the second half have been that they seem to take their feet off the gas. A lot of times they have big leads, but in this game, I forget, what was it, 14? What was the score at halftime? Like 17-10, something like that?
yeah.
I forget what they needed to come out and score. And they go down, they get to the 3-yard line, and they call holding play. Totally killed the drive. It was frustrating. The penalties were frustrating too.
True.
But said, look, thank you for super chat. I agree. I think we both agree on that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Did your linebacker you drafted get second tackle today? I don't know. Who are you talking about? Nakobe Dean? Problem with Nakobe Dean is he's sitting behind 2 really good linebackers playing at Pro Bowl levels. It's not a lack of what Nakobe Dean hasn't done. It's what those guys are doing.
Right.
That's what's going on. Christine, Dave for super chat. Way too many RPOs and wide receiver screens. It needs to stop. Way too many. You know what I mean? Totally.
Especially, I feel like I'm watching Doug's offense from last year.
It was
2 years ago.
Too much. It was just too much, and they were sniffing it out, and it was frustrating. Kenzo says the Rams are terrible. Rams scared. Like, I was a little worried about the Rams after that Niners game. Boy, they're bad. They're bad. Joey, is it possible that this division has the 3 best teams in the conference, all in the same division?
Could be close. It could be close.
I mean, you got the Eagles 5-0, Dallas 4-1, and you have the Giants. Giants are 4-1. I mean, they beat Green Bay. That was a great win for them,
And Washington was on the 2-yard line, and they passed the ball 3 times, and Carson Wentz choked. He
choked it. I didn't see it. Oh,
he passed the ball. Yeah, literally, they scored. They run it in. They didn't run once. They were on the 2-yard line, threw it 3 times, and threw a pick right in double coverage right in front of the goal line.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. They're done. He's going to get benched. I mean, were they 1-4?
Yeah.
They 1-4. So they're 3 games out. They're 4 games out. They're done already. Their season's done. If I was them, I would just start preparing whatchamacallit. Barry, the guy says the Giants. Giants. I'm not gonna take anything away from the Giants. I think they had a great win. I think that Daniel Jones had his best game I've ever seen him play. And I'm gonna give them all the credit. I'm gonna give Dallas their credit. They beat the Rams, the champions of the world. They went in there and they beat them. Congratulations. But now you gotta come see us.
Yeah.
Now you got to come see us.
Yeah, like even with the Giants, like I think it comes down to the coaching. They have the one thing I respect about the Giants is like the coaching staff is excellent.
Yeah.
Like Brian DeBoll, Martindale, he's been the Ravens DC for years. Aggressive defense. Like Mike Kafka. Oh yeah, it's quarterback friendly. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
No, it is. I mean, I was talking about getting Kafka to be the offensive coordinator when Doug was still here.
Right.
Jordan, thank you for super chat. He says, this game felt like the Giants game from 2017. Gannon needs to get away from the zone crap. Rest, relax, focus on Dallas. Cooper Rush is about to get exposed next week. Fly, Eagles, fly. Well, I think my theory with Gannon is that when he respects a certain part of a quarterback's game, he almost gives them too much respect. Like he was scared to me about Kyler Murray running, and it makes him less aggressive. I think he's been scared of guys who can throw the ball, and you see great completion percentages. If Cooper Rush is playing next week, he is not going to respect him that same way. So you're going to see a much more aggressive defense,
Yeah, true.
That's my theory on Gannon. That He's a good quarterback, and he has a lot of respect for a certain part of their game. He goes overboard, you know.
Right.
Apple 314, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey guys, excited for my Cowboys against your Eagles. It's fun seeing the NFC East be good again. It is. You know, look, I hate Dallas, but I gotta tell you, the fact that they're 4-1 and the Eagles are 5-0 makes this game so interesting. And the hype for this game all week is going to be unreal. It's going to be unreal. You know, and so, yeah, I kind of like it too. I like that. I like it in a way because it makes it a lot more fun. Teddy Cancun says 500. No one is mentioning the horrific O-line Dallas has played. Take it 35-17. Book it. I like it. Here's the thing that you know got to wonder is Dickerson and Kelsey came back to play. How hurt are they? Are they going to be good to go next week? Are they going to be healthy? Will we get Jordan Mailata back? You know, if we have our line back and are relatively healthy, that's a huge advantage for the Eagles. Avonte Maddox, is he? I think I'm not a big fan of Scott. Just not.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Josiah
Scott. Yeah.
I think Maddox needs to be back. I think you need Maddox back.
I think he will be. I think he will be back. I think he will this week.
Yeah. Barbie the God's predicting 100-0 Eagles. I'll take it. And to me, that's not even running up the score enough. You know? Brett, you bully because you want to cut the first down. He must not be talking to me. 2010 Cowboys, we will see. It's too early for me to predict the score. Rams and Bengals don't have winning records because they played Dallas. Or they're just not the same team, you know?
Oh, my God. These people.
You know, it's funny because the Cowboy fans are coming in like trying to like taunt me about we got to play them. It's like, dude, we're 5-0. We've not yet lost.
Let me tell you something. There's no right to even talk crap about a team that's 5-0. It don't even matter. Like, I couldn't say a word if it was the other way around. Like, there's nothing you could really say. Like, until we lose, there's nothing you could say about this team.
Nothing you can say. No, they won. Mm-hmm. They won again. And they won, and they didn't even play to me, they played 60%, 50% of what they're capable of. They weren't even in sync today, and they still won. You know, and look, I know that they're going to fix. I know that they'll have their things fixed coming into next week. I'm not worried about it. You know, I like that Hurts. I like that he took them down in the fourth quarter, and you know he gave them the lead after what got tied up. He went right down the field, took a lot of time off, and engineered a drive. It didn't result in touchdown, but it resulted in a go-ahead score. You got to give Hurts another check, in my opinion, of another situation you want to see him in. He came through, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
My opinion, you know? Let's see here. Luke's of Hazard, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, hot take. Hurts looked bad, staring down his wide receivers way too long. Even on check downs, he was staring them down. Got a quick looking to run first. I'll reserve like my opinion on that until I go back and rewatch the game. Right. You know, I didn't understand some of the wide receiver screens. I thought they went way overboard. I thought the middle of the field was open. I was wondering where the slants to AJ Brown. You know, there were certain things like that didn't make sense to me. But I'll reserve the right. But I do know this, like I said, when they tied up, he went down there and gave you the go-ahead score. I think that's important, you know?
True.
I mean, there's no doubt they got to clean things up. But we're still talking about a 5-0 team. They're 5-0.
Amazing. Yeah.
You know? If they win this game against Dallas, they go into bye week 6-0. They come back, they play Pittsburgh, they play Houston, they play Washington and the Colts the next 4 games. They should beat all 4 of those teams and bad. So you're talking about 10-0.
Yeah.
Just call me Flair. Thank you for super chat. He goes, it's crazy because teams in the past I would have been stressed about, but this game I was completely calm because this team has showed they can play. Oh, shout out to you, Just Call Me Flair. I was nervous on the last drive because I felt like the way the game was going, Kyler Murray was kind of in such a rhythm. He was sitting in that pocket. I knew that they were going to get in the field goal range. Like, I felt that was going to happen. I just didn't know, the 3rd and 1 situation where he didn't get the first down. That was huge for us.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We're 5-0, and yes, can we clean things up? Yes. Do we have to be better? Yes. Do we have to see? Yes, all that's true. But we're 5-0. No other team in the NFL can say they're 5-0.
Yeah, but they're learning though. Like, this is just a learning aspect of like what they could do better. And like, when you win a game like this, even a sloppy win, there's no doubt in my mind they'll go into next week to try to clean all this up. And Jalen Hurts is not taking this lightly. So
Hurts is the least guy I'm worried about.
Right.
Like, I'm not worried about Hurts. What I'm worried about is Gannon. Like, what are you going to do when you play good quarterbacks? Are you going to keep giving them too much respect? Or are we going to go get at their ass? That's what I worry about, man. Radiation Bot, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, the NFC is really weak this year. Is it possible that the East could have 3 teams in the playoffs? Has the NFC Beast returned? I think, I'm going to be honest. All right, I'm going to take off my biased hat, and I'm going to be, when it comes to Cowboys, I like to troll. I like to say things maybe I don't even mean, just to piss them off. But I'm going to be completely honest. I think the Eagles and Cowboys are probably the best two teams in the conference. Maybe Tampa, but Tampa looked bad today. They did beat Dallas, but I mean, you're looking at, I think, 3 teams that are going to be in the playoffs. I mean, the percentage of a team 4-1, 5-0 to make the playoffs is really up there. So I think you could have 2 wild card teams out of this division, yeah. And I think Dallas and the Eagles are the best 2 teams in the conference right now. And I think it's going to be a hell of a game, man. I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be definitely great.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, are the 3 best teams in the conference in the NFC East? I'm thinking it's close. I mean, would the Minnesota wind up winning today?
Yeah, they look good. They look good.
So they're 4-1. So they're a 4-1 team. You have Dallas 4-1. You have the Giants 4-1. I think Minnesota. We beat the crap out of Minnesota. So I mean, it's possible.
True that.
Was it Hazy Asus hits? Dave for Super Day. He goes, does Cowboy fans realize Mikey is either going to have to deal with Mulata or Lane Johnson, not the garbage O-lines they've been playing? I don't think that they do. Okay? I honestly don't think that they do. Oh, I missed a milestone. Hold on. Which King of Agmar? Yeah, it never shows up on StreamYard. So I have to go out into the other chat. But remember, for 27 months of Tinfoil Dingbats, I got a doozy conspiracy theory coming out for you guys. This one would get me kicked off YouTube, so I have to figure out how I'm going to do it. But this is wacky. I can't tell you. It's wacky. All right? But thank you for your support. He says the New York Mets are choke artists just like the Cow Bitches. Yeah, well, that's good. What's the score of their game? I don't even know. Let me see here. Thank you, buddy, for all your support. Let me see here. LB and Fitz Transport, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, we almost let that game slip through our hands. I'm not impressed with the performance we had. I think Gannon worries too much about the big plays. He needs to cover the basic. I think Gannon, there's certain quarterbacks that he plays that he respects a certain part of their game, and then he becomes too conservative because he's scared. To me, here's my thought, right? You can tell me if I'm wrong or not. I don't understand the difference between allowing the big play to happen and then allowing them to basically run 15 plays and slowly go down there and score anyways. I would rather say, I got to get this quarterback out of rhythm, Did
they want to go in overtime? Like, that's what I'm feeling like. Did they think they were going to stop him, or were they saying, we're going to try to go to overtime? Were they trying to go to overtime? Like, I don't know.
No, I think I don't know. I don't know. But my feel for the game was this. You've got to score a touchdown. first of all. Second of all, you want to kill clock. But first priority is a touchdown, because the way I felt the defense was playing, I didn't think they were going to stop them. And they went all the way down the field. So, the feeling was kind of right. But I'm surprised Gannon. Like, I don't need to be beat with 10 plays. I would take a chance. I think he's got to take more chances, man. I do,
Yeah, I think part of it was Kyler Murray and what he could do with his legs. I think if he was over aggressive, he's going to run out of the pocket, he's going to run through the line, and he's going to get all these yards. I think part of it was that plan. They'd rather have a spy on him. They'd rather play prevent against him. Thinking that they're not giving up the big play, but they're giving up big chunk yards inside. So, like, something's got to give here. Like, you're still giving up yards regardless.
Well, when they ran a wide receiver screen, if you look at those plays where they run the wide receiver screen, there's no contact with the receiver for 4 yards.
Right.
Because the corners are so far back. Now, I understand they're worried about Brown's speed, but, I mean, at some point, you've got to, you got to do something to try to rattle the guy, in my opinion. This was a complaint I had last year with him in certain games. Jesus Hits, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, we should hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
You're good. No, you're
Stupid
fine.
Siri keeps turning on. Hey, Jesus Hits, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, we should run towards Micah's side and punish him. Our line is built for that. Also, Gannon needs to stop all the garbage soft zones. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I think it's still. I think the Eagles will go 6-0. Yeah, I think the Eagles are going to look much better versus Dallas than they did versus the Cardinals.
Right.
The Cardinal game, I'm not going to lie, it went exactly like I thought it would, except for the Eagles came out on top. Like, I thought the Eagles, if they played their best game, they would have blown this team out. But I felt like this was the game to have the letdown. This was the game that it was going to be. They survived it.
Well, Dallas Goedert had a really good game today too. I mean, he had some of the screens, he had some of those mid-tier throws too, were really good. So,
yeah, absolutely. So we got 937 people total in here in both streams. Shout out to all of you guys. If you haven't, click the link in the description. Go sub up my man Joey Shakes. Hit the like, subscribe. You guys definitely don't want to miss it. And it says, I'd rather go down getting beat by a blitz than Deacon dunked for 17 plays. The blitz was working in the first quarter. Don't know why he stopped. I agree. And sometimes just by, there was a play where I remember one play they showed blitz and actually it freaked out the Cardinals line. They jumped offside. They false started. Like, sometimes getting a hit on the quarterback, sometimes Ryan gets him off a rhythm just a little bit, I agree. I totally agree with you. Luke's of Hazard, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, they ain't believing us. God did. Big win for the Birds. Do you all think the offense looked stale at certain points in the game? Run game looked great. I don't think they ran the ball enough. I thought they could run effectively when they tried. I just thought that it was some of the play calling I didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand all the wide receiver screens. I thought the middle was open. I didn't understand why they didn't try to, run some slants to A.J. Brown, especially on those blitzes, things like that. But they survived it,
Yeah.
And thank you for Super Chat. 500 shakes. This game will be won in the trenches. There's zero doubt who wins this. Eagles 35-17. It's too early for me to pick the score, man. I got to process this game tonight, T.L. Hopkins, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Eagle fan in Dallas. Next week means everything. Next week is the big it's big time, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Mercenary. Remember, for 18 months of Dingbat Nation, man. Shout out to you. He says, our worst game and we still won. I'll take it. That's how I look at it too. We still won. Can we be better? Can we clean things up? Yeah. Will we? Yeah, I think they will. I think the Eagles will fix those problems. I know offensively they will. I believe Steichen will. I believe Sirianni will. My question will go back to Gannon. Will he be aggressive? Like, I think against Cooper Rush, I think he'll be aggressive because I don't think he's scared of him. But if Dak Prescott was playing, would he treat him with too much respect? That's what I worry about,
Yeah, true.
Big Dale says, Hurts third game with 0 passing touchdowns. What happens when a real team stop your run and scores both halves? Why ignore 0 passing touchdowns for 3 Batmans? Huge deal. I mean, I think the way things lined up today is like a lot of those chances in the red zone, they were at the 1 yard line. I think 3 of those times they're like at the 1 yard line. So like you're at the 1 yard line, half yard line. Why do you need to throw? Just quarterback sneak it. It's an automatic touchdown. So I think it's a little overblown, to be honest with you. DC for life, Dave for Super Chat goes, you and Joey should do play-by-play in one stream. Yeah, one of these days we're going to. Definitely. Coming for the meats. You got to love that name. Thank you for Super Chat. He goes, do the Birds sweep the division? I think they sweep Dallas. I'll say that. I think they sweep Dallas. I think they sweep Washington. And I think they split with the Giants. The last game of the season won't matter for the Eagles.
Right.
You know. Jesus hits Dave for Super Chat. He goes, we should be locked in, man, and take away CD Ham. I like it called CD Ham. Pressure on whoever is the quarterback. If Dak, we will be swiping at the hand. I have a feeling Dak's not. I don't know. See, part of me thinks Jerry Jones, who just turned 915 years old today, happy birthday to him. Some part of me thinks he's going to pressure Dak to come back because it's the Eagles game. But if it sounds like Dak may need a little more time. If it's Cooper Rush, I ain't worried about it.
Well, you would make the better decision to have Cooper Rush start this game. I mean, for the most important game of the year, next Sunday night.
Well, you mean just because he's not ready to play? I mean, if Dak is healthy, do you think they stick with Cooper?
Do you really throw him in the first game and most important game of the year? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
if he was healthy, I would.
Yeah,
to me, you pay them men the big bucks.
I get it. Yes, I get it.
Go,
Right.
Dallas Cowboys for life. Dave for Super Chat goes next week versus Eagles. Yeah, maybe. Let's see here. Philly, please tell me the intro song for this podcast. It's the Philly Shakedown song. It's our own personal song. It's what is it called? The Philly Shakedown, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. By Joe Castro.
By Joe Castro. Shout out to him. Adam Scott Dave for Super Chat. He goes, I think we will use Parsons less in pass rush and use him more as spy Hurts and keep him contained and make him throw the ball. We can contain him. We win. I think if you do that, you're going to get killed because Hurts could beat you with his arm. Don't get it twisted. And if you're not using your best player to go after him, your best pass rusher, he's going to pick you guys apart. To me, you have to let somebody else spy him. I would send Parsons all the time. Anton, thank you so much for Super Chat. He goes, the Eagles are starting to be less aggressive throwing up the middle after overturned interception in the second quarter. Your thoughts on this, guys? Yeah, that's a good point. They threw the one time where he got picked off. He was trying to throw to A.J. Brown over the middle. They didn't seem to go over the middle the rest of the game. You think that scared Sirianni? And said,
something happened. I really don't know. I don't know how they strayed away from it.
I'm curious to hear, and I don't think he'll ever tell us, but I'm curious to know his thoughts on like what was the game plan? Why? What was with all these wide receiver screens, dude? Like it got too much. It was like they knew it was coming. Zay Boogie, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Dallas defense is the real deal, so our offense will have a challenge. However, our offense can be the best in the league with the right play calling. Dallas offense should have issues against our D, though. They should definitely have issues against our D, and I don't believe that Dallas's defense has played an offense as explosive as the Eagles. So if the Eagles are on their A game, I think they're going to score points in Dallas. Yeah. 20 Eagles, 2-5. Thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Philly, I'm smoking my victory hookah. Good for you, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Twain 215. I love that guy. Have you been making videos lately, my man?
Yeah, bro.
I haven't seen anything.
Mm-mm.
Samuel Rowe, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, we have 0 quality wins. Primetime, Kirk, no count. Is that a Cowboys fan?
It is.
That's got to be undercover because I've never seen a fan base where they'll act like they'll come in and I'll be like, "Yo, we're this, but I'm really scared about that Cowboys." And I'm like, "There's no way Eagle fans saying that." Yeah, I disagree. How can you say primetime versus Minnesota is not a quality win? That's a 4-1 team. Somebody explain that to me. I don't get it. I'll tell you this. After we beat Dallas, no Dallas fan is going to be able to say we haven't beaten anybody. You know?
Right. Agreed.
Be careful what you ask for. Oh, I've already asked for it. I already got my wish. I got Dallas Sunday night next week. We're 5-0. One more win, we go into bye week 6-0.
Well
We
needed.
go bye week. We come back. We play Pittsburgh at home. Then I think we go to Houston. Then we got Washington. Then we got Indianapolis. That's fine. We're gonna be 10-0. We win this game. You know. Justin Biller, thank you for super chat. He goes, wins are wins. We can only play who's on our schedule. I'm not gonna give the Cowboys fans. I'm not giving them any room. I'm not conceding anything about strength of schedule. Let Mark Holmes feed you guys that propaganda bullcrap. A win is a win. You're 5-0. You're 5-0. Okay. You're 4-1. You're 4-1. That's very hard to do in the NFL. I'm not conceding that.
Well, here's what I'm saying. If the Eagles just say they do lose this game, the season's not over yet. This doesn't say anything about the Eagles not having a bad year.
No, because you play. Let's say they lose to Dallas, right? They'll be 5-1. Dallas will be 5-1 and a half game ahead of the Eagles. They still play them on Christmas Eve. They still got the Giants twice. You're still a 5-1 team. So it's not the end. And if the Eagles beat Dallas, it's not the end of the world for Dallas. They would be 4-2. The Eagles would be 6-0, but they get the Eagles again. So it's a big game. It's a huge game, but it's not December. Right. It's October. So whoever loses this game in all seriousness it's not the end of the team. You take your loss, you dust yourself off, and you get to it. But in the meantime, we're gonna beat their ass. Arizona King 48 day for super chat. He goes, Cards look like the more talented team and better team out there. Murphy Jr. better than Slay Hollywood, better than AJ Kyler, better than Hurts, Zach Allen, better than Cox and Graham. Yet, what was the final score? What was the final score again of that game? I think you forgot. There it is, 20-17. Your team that had all these better players lost. So you can say what you want, but your team is what, 2-3? You have 2 wins, 3 losses. Eagles have 5 wins, 0 losses. I don't know how you can say they're better.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, this was the stumble game. This is the letdown game. History shows that they always have problems in Arizona. They hadn't won in Arizona since 2001. Everything was set up that way, but the Eagles still pulled it out.
Exactly.
Big deals. Eagles Hurts third game with 0 passes. I don't care. I don't even care. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He doesn't need to throw a touchdown pass at the half-yard line. If you can run it in, run it in.
It's a system, man. Yeah.
The touchdown passes will come. I'm not worried about that. Boy, it's going to be insane. So the Eagles are going to be pumped up. Nathan says 500. What are your thoughts on Willie B. Hardigan?
Don't start. Don't start, chat.
Yeah, don't start it. You can't take away from Arizona. They are a young, talented team. Nobody's taking anything away from Arizona.
They are. They're. Wait till they get D-Hop back. I think they're.
I'm not taking anything away from them. But how can they have all these better players, be such a great team, and they're 2-3, and they're all their players are better than our players? I mean, I've never heard. I'm sorry. This is just my opinion. I've never seen a team that was 4-0 so disrespected. I've never seen a team that is now 5-0 and so disrespected. You would think the Eagles are 0-5 right now. How could this team be so bad? They're 5-0. They've beaten everybody on the schedule every different way possible. Yes. Were they not perfect today? Yes. Are you going to struggle? Yes. Do you remember the Eagles had to beat the Giants with a huge field goal at the end of the game in 2017? And then they went on a run. You're not going to win every game 40-something to 3.
No, you don't. No.
You know, I don't understand it. So I just feel I feel like they're disrespected as a 5-0 team. And I feel like this week they're going to come get their respect. They're going to get it. They're going to take what is theirs. Jesus hit, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, let's see how Diggs deals with big wide receiver like Brown. Oh, I agree, you know, totally. Brown's going to have a big game next week.
Definitely.
You know? Total touchdowns for Cowgirls, total touchdown on Eagles. 5-0. 5-0. That's all I can say. 5-0. Yeah, they deserve the respect. Undefeated is it's undefeated. Listen, like it's funny because I'm not bitching. I'm trying not to bitch about the Cowboys and the teams that they beat and what I think of them. I'm trying to say, all right, you're 4-1. I'll give you your respect. Same with the Giants. But you're 5-0. We can't get that a little bit. That's why Dallas sucks ass. That's why their team is trash with the super satanic star. I can't stand that team. I can't stand the stadium. I can't stand the owner. And I can't wait to beat the shit out of them next week. I don't care if we score 90 points. I don't care if we score 95 points. I want their ass. Pause.
Yeah.
But I'm so sick of their shit.
Yeah,
I'm
get
serious. You know,
I think I think part of it too. I think it's because the media, since the draft, since the offseason moves, they've been praising us to see what this team would turn into, and because the Cowboys aren't the talk of the year, you know, it's jealousy. It's a lot of jealousy, and I think that's what it's all about too. The part of the media has been on our side this season, but the Eagles are not letting it get in their heads that they're the best and they're going to fill themselves up and be cocky and conceited about it. And I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Ruiz, Dave for Super Chickens. Let them disrespect us, underdog gang. I agree. Listen, they can disrespect us. They can keep talking trash. They got to play us on Sunday. They got to come and play us. And I don't know how that offense is going to put up points against us. I don't know how their offense can keep up. You know, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. Cowboy fans are insane. 500, first win in 20 years in Arizona. Fly Eagles fly. A win is a win. 5. Yeah, listen, Arizona we've had problems in Arizona for years. Everything was set up for the letdown, for that stumble. It was all set up for this game, and the Eagles pulled through, you know?
It's true. What is...
They definitely are jealous. You got a chat thing?
Do I?
I don't know. I thought that's what you were looking at.
Did you read Berto? Berto 824. You read that, right?
I don't know. Let me look. Matt Ruiz.
$4.99.
I don't see.
I
didn't see it. I missed it. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I totally missed it, Berto. Thank you for Super Chat. It goes, Cowgirls have been 5-0 since 1976. They haven't been 5-0 since 1976. My mom was 10 years old. She's now 56. Thank you. Thank you. See, I could be like, oh, Dallas, you're 4-1. That's tough. You did it. And they're like, oh, you guys suck ass. You're 5-0, but you didn't beat anybody. Just wait one more week, and then we'll see. It's going to be so quiet next Sunday night. It's going to be quiet. We're going to be, where are the Cowboy fans? Where's Westy Rock Rings? Why is Mark Holmes trying to kill his son right now?
They'll be gone.
Yep. Ty Eagles fly. Dave for Super Chat goes, the Chiefs lost to the Colts. Does that mean they are no good? But since it's the Eagles, we have to blow out every team and we have to be perfect. You know, you're not going to be perfect every week. You're just not. You know, and sometimes you got to win games like this. You got to pull games like this out. You know, to me, it's all part of building up that team. Jesus hits, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Hurts pass that got her on the drive for the field goal was money. Yeah, you're talking. That's the one over the middle, right? That he hit. It was like a 30-yard gain, something like that. That was big. Calling for me, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Odell Beckham Jr. signs with the Cowboys. I'm not worried about Odell Beckham Jr. because he's come back from torn ACL. That takes at least a year. You know? Michael said, I'm full of it. We're going to see if I'm full of it this week. You know where to find me. I will be here all week. 5-0, baby. That's it. 5-0. This team's 5-0. And nobody can take that from them. Undisputed, undefeated.
Exactly.
I'll let you read this one because I don't know. I don't know.
Nathan Woldridge says, Philly, why is Arizona not using Wilma Fingerdew more often? He's very productive.
Philly, how does it feel that you should have lost to a team that the Rams beat in ease? Who got crushed? I don't know. How does it feel to not hit the lottery? Or how does it feel to, fly to work every day? How does it feel? I mean, you're talking fairy tales. The Eagles didn't lose to Arizona. The Eagles are 5-0. So to say you almost lost, how does it feel to almost lose? How does it feel that we're 5-0? I would say this, Dallas fans. Time to come to reality. No matter what you say, no matter what you do this week, no matter what you try to say about our schedule, you are looking up at us. And we are on the top of the mountain right now. We are still better than you. We have more wins than you. That's it.
That's the truth.
You can't do anything about it until you play us on Sunday. Sunday's your chance. We'll see what you got. God, I can't wait to beat this team, man.
Oh, yeah, the Saints won today, which really sucks.
Yeah, I was watching that game. It was 32-31. I thought we had a chance. Seattle's defense stinks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's crazy. The Barbie, the God says they haven't been 5-0 since 1976, and they talking about us. Exactly. Oh man, this is gonna be one crazy intense week. It's gonna be crazy. It really is. 5-0. That's all I'm gonna say. Every time they say we haven't played, but I'm just saying 5-0. 5-0. 5-0.
Yeah, you have every right. You have every right.
Yeah, 5-0. Well, what do you want? Oh, the Eagles don't have a tough enough schedule. Let's revamp. You play who's on your schedule. Jesus hits. Thank you for Super Chat. Cards never had the lead. How is that almost a loss?
It's true.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not almost a loss. A loss is a loss is a loss. A win is a win is a win. I don't get it. I totally don't get it. 500. How many games did we lose this year? We have zero. We have zero. Did you all see McNabb talking to Jalen in the locker room? But keep him the hell away.
Yeah, there's a video of him going up to him. Nothing. They just shook hands and that was it. I don't know why, but I don't know.
I think people getting killed in the parking lot on Sunday hasn't been such hype as game since. I mean, this game is going to be hype, man. Hype.
Definitely.
The Eagles will. I'm serious. I think they look way better next week. I think they'll be sharper. I just think this was a tough spot for me. We knew this was going to be a tough game. We did.
It's true.
Biggest surprise has to be the Giants 4-1 beating the Packers today with Daniel Jones outplayed Aaron Rodgers, Saquon Barkley. Yeah, it is. I think that was an impressive win, Paul. And like I said earlier, I thought that was the best game I've ever seen Daniel Jones play. The amount of third down conversions he was making, and Saquon looks good. So you got to give the Giants are a scrappy team, and if you don't put them away, like if you look at Tennessee, they were up at the half. Green Bay was up 10 at the half. If you don't put them away and they hang around, they're well coached. They give effort and they're gonna pull stuff out. So you gotta be ready for them. They're scrappy. Yeah, you mean 6-0? Yeah, 6-0 in one more week. Teddy Cancun Cruz with 500 shakes. Boys, we have a special team on our hands, and Cowboys fans just hate it. But tough shit. Fly Eagles fly. Question And we won a Super Bowl with backup crowd. Yeah, we did. We won a Super Bowl with backup.
The reality of this team right now is that the only way this team is going to fail this year is because of the coaching. I think hands down, if the coaching is bad, the game plan is bad on both sides. I think that's going to be the fail of the season, and the Eagles will make changes of that next year. 100%.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Say Boogie Dave for Super Chat. He goes, our toughest challenge this season is Dallas. When the Birds beat Dallas, they should be able to beat anyone else on the schedule. Hopefully we get the win with no injuries going to the bye. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think it's fair. If you want to tell me that the Eagles and the Cowboys are the top two teams in the NFC, I could buy that. I could buy into that. And I think what they've done without Dak has been impressive. I'm not going to take anything away from their wins. I don't want to do that this week. You know why I don't want to do it? I don't want to downplay any of their wins because when we beat the shit out of them, I want it all. I want to take all of it. I don't want to make any excuses saying, see, they played nobody. They were really suck. No, you beat everybody. You're great. You're so great. Okay, yeah, you're great. Now play us. And let's see. Because when we beat you, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear anything. I want that ass. Pause. I'm telling you, dude, I'm gonna be nuts.
Oh, I know.
I'm getting fired up already. This is supposed to be celebrate time. Sean B. Dave for Super Chat. He goes, Hurts went for 239 with a 89.9 quarterback rating. Cooper Rush went for 102 yards with the 80.7. Some of you just make yourself look like you have no football IQ. Google is free, people. Thank you for the Super Chat. Steve King, thank you for Super Chat. Doesn't say anything, but thank you. Yeah, Eagles haven't won Arizona for 10 years, so they haven't won since it was 2001 was the last time they won in Arizona. So I mean, it was going to be a hard game, a tough place to play for. It's a tough place to play for the Eagles. It historically has been. So I'm okay. I know it wasn't perfect, but I can live with the win. Brewing Questions, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, it's crazy to think that we are Super Bowl contenders and could have a top 5 pick if the Saints sucks. Yeah. Well, what's really horrible about the Saints situation is they should have been 0-4 coming into this game. Yeah, and if they lose, they beat Seattle, they get their first win, no big deal. But Atlanta really screwed us, Mark Holmes in a turtleneck. Thank you for Super Chat. He goes, so happy for Dicker the Kicker all night long. Yes, all night long. I can't wait. Dallas, so now Dallas is already starting to, if you lose to a backup. Oh, yeah, keep talking.
Oh, my God. Imagine. I don't doubt it, though. I don't doubt it.
No, they full. If we win, it's, you only beat a backup. And if Dak plays as, he wasn't ready. They already got their excuses all set up, Say Boogie Dave for Super Chat goes, Philly, the only excuse you're going to hear is if Dak was in, you would have lost, or that's why we have 5. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Will the Dallas Cowboys fans give the Eagles the credit if they beat them? That is the question. Adam Scott, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Sunday will be a war. Eagles versus Dallas. Eagles offense versus Dallas defense. Strength to strength. Let's go. Going to be interesting, But like I think it was you said it earlier, the what could put the Eagles over the top is that Eagles defense versus that Dallas offense. Because I don't think that Dallas offense is that good. 5-0 hurts so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. Absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, we're over an hour in. 960 people between both channels. Thank you guys for being here. If you haven't hit that like, hit that subscribe. Even if you're a Cowboy fan, make sure you subscribe to both channels because you're going to want to hear everything we have to say this week. And if you somehow win, you're going to want to hear all the crow. So don't miss out on that. But
that is true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. This is like already focused. See, this is what I thought would happen. That quickly our heads would go towards the Dallas game, and it's already happening. Like it's Dallas week. It's already started. Mr. Nichols, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, the Eagles was in recovery mode from the hard Jaguar win. So people still bang up on the road to Arizona, plus the Heat great win. Yeah, it was a tough spot. And it had all the makings of that letdown type thing. That's why I feel like the Eagles, I feel like they came away. I'm happy with it,
Yeah, true.
Steve King, thank you for Super Chat. Goes 5,500 AK Dingbat Man is the best. And Joey, but Dallas is too hype. Like Stephen A. say, we won't happen. What won't happen will happen. Just wait. Well, thank you for Super Chat. I agree, man. It will happen. Big things. Sean B, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, big deals. Your team hasn't won anything relevant for 30 years. Majority of this people in this chat were either in some testes or non-existent. That's right. They were just some load in their dad's balls. I mean, let's be honest. Deodric Busby, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Hurts press conference was amazing. You see fire he have and respect. You could tell he wants more. I haven't seen it yet, but that's what I expect from Hurts. And that's what we need, really. Let me make sure I didn't. Oh, okay. Philly Eagles 559 member for 21 months of Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much, my man, for your support. He says Cowboy fans are why I'm pro-choice. That's funny. I get it. Believe me, I get it. But hey, listen, is there any we're an hour in, so we'll kind of wrap this up. I know it's been a long night. I still got a cigar video to make, and I'm sure you got videos to make. But any final thoughts, man, about this game and stuff?
It's really just cleaning up all the mistakes and the game plans on both sides of the ball. The tackling's got to get better. They have to utilize players better offensively. The run game cannot disappear. I mean, Miles Sanders you got to do more than what you did with him today. Because I think we both agree that this offense that we're at this point, we know that the offense could definitely turn it around. The defense is what is kind of worrying us with Jonathan Gannon and how cautious he is going to be. So it's really going to come down to that. And I think Hurts is pissed off. I think this whole team is not pissed off, but I know Hurts is going to keep everybody accountable. Like we cannot play like this. This is not good. So
yeah, I agree. Zay Boogie Dave for Super Chat goes, Philly and Joey, last question. The Birds go undefeated and win Super Bowl. How would you guys celebrate?
Oh man.
I don't know, man. Like I might have to run around naked in the neighborhood or something. Like I don't know, because I don't know how it gets any better. How can it ever get any better? I don't know. I have to do something crazy. Nate 826, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, you guys rock. Pound Dallas week. Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate that. Jesus Hits, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, if you see how Hurts walked into the locker room, you would have thought we lost his focus. And that's what you need from your players, Like I could celebrate the win and be 5-0. Those guys they've got to stay grounded. The fans don't have to stay grounded. They got to stay grounded. Mark Walsh, David Super Chat goes, hey, Phil and Joey, why Dallas high on their own supply? We are undefeated, and Dallas is being praised for being the Rams. Whatever, fly Eagles fly. Listen, let them have all that this week, because that only makes that is only going to make next week better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they think they're the main. And I think they think they're they're the main focus of the season. They're not, because once we get by them, we have bigger fish to fry. After that, we have more things.
Well, and I think that they look at it and say, well, we're Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles should be below us. I mean, that's how they always think. So true. I think it's set up perfectly, man. But anyways, I mean, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? We're going to wrap this up now. Hour in.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we're gonna get prepared and get ready on Philly 500 side of things. I know it's gonna be a crazy week, so definitely tune in. Definitely, if you guys haven't subscribed to both channels, we did stream on both channels tonight, and we both streamed the game too. So definitely check out the content this week. So
and we'll be streaming on both the post game on both channels next week, because it's gonna be late and stuff. Eric Cruz, thank you for Super Chat. How awesome should it be if we won Super Bowl in Dallas? Yeah, that would be really cool.
That contract for Jalen Hurts is going to be crazy. If that
going to be crazy, no question about it. But let me thank all you guys for joining us. We got more coming in. That Mark Holmes in Eternal, like, thank you for Super Chat. Goes 500. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Please don't run naked. But I think the Eagles played nervous today. They looked antsy. We will be good. They'll be fine. They'll bounce back. I mean, they'll clean up those mistakes. And I won't probably run around naked, believe me. I'm just saying I have to do something crazy if that happens. But thank you guys for joining us. All new subscribers, viewers, all the super chats, the mods in both channels, even the haters, the Cowboy fans. It's going to be a fun week, and we all got to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy this win tonight. I'm going to smoke my stogie, and then we'll do my final thoughts tomorrow, and then it's all Dallas, man, all week. It's going to be crazy,
Exactly.
Be crazy.
We'll be ready.
So with that said, guys, we will let you go. We're going to let the Cowboys in their choke season take us out. And, till next time, you guys take care. We will talk to you guys later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Peace.
Peace, guys.
One more play. We had one
Yo,
more.
you gotta be motherfucking
You
kidding
gotta
me.
be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What you doing?
running from
What
a.
you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Tell him more. He's got to be better, man. He wasn't.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more
He
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us.
Away, but, this is just
The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed
it is what it
us.
is, man.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah,
end that way.
you
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way that
Yeah, we had an opportunity for one more play.
Hi, Michael Anthony, Fitness Hit MAF.